Is the Samsung ecosystem mature enough? That's a question that many people are constantly asking. Truthfully speaking, I don't think the ecosystem will ever be complete because for many parts of the world, Samsung laptops are just not available for sale. Malaysia is an example of that. So what I do have on the table here today is a lot of Samsung things that I can officially get here in Malaysia. We have the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro that I forgot to bring, but just imagine it being here, and then the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic that I've been wearing on my wrist. As for the laptop replacement though, I'm just gonna use some random Windows 11 laptop that we have in the office. Let's be honest here, Samsung's ecosystem is very similar to Apple's ecosystem, but there are a lot of nuanced difference here and there. How do all of these features work between the devices? Let's find out in today's video, and I will also be rating each of the ecosystem feature from a scale of 1 to 5 because I just thought of doing it. Okay, while I was researching for this video, I had the mildest idea of what kind of connectivity Samsung has between their devices. If we Google the phrase Samsung ecosystem, we're presented with this. But the webpage is so old that they're showing the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 as an example. Many things have changed within those 4 years if I am taking the Note 10's release date as the date where they created this webpage. Oh god, I can't believe it's already been so long since the Note 10 launch. I feel really old now. Now, if we head into the settings menu, there is one option here called connected devices. And within here, we do have quite a lot of options, and we'll talk each of them based on this list instead. And we can also add a bit more at the end of this video. So we can start off with the feature called Quick Share. Now, this is one of the features that Samsung developed to rival Apple's AirDrop. But I personally have never used this feature at all because of reasons. Jokes aside though, it's because this feature is locked to Samsung devices only and I can't transfer stuff between my laptop or desktop easily. Instead, I use Google's Nearby Share. It's very similar in terms of idea, but it works in a more straightforward manner and also available in more devices. I can just turn it on my Windows laptop or even my Mac thanks to the utility called NearDrop. Thanks Grishka for developing this, and then I can just select to nearby drop to those devices. That's it. It's just that simple. So I will rate Quick Share with an unknown out of 5 because I don't use it, but Google's Nearby Share feature gets a very hearty 5 out of 5 because it's just quick and very reliable. This next feature here is pretty self-explanatory, but I do wish that it works a little bit more seamlessly in the settings menu. So once we tap into this option here, we have to enable it, and then for whatever reason we have to pair the earbuds on each of the devices that we want to automatically switch between before it can actually work. So what I mean here is that let's just say I want the Z Fold 5 and the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra to switch seamlessly for the earbuds. What I have to do is to pair the earbuds with either one of these devices first, then have to enter pairing mode with the earbuds again, pair with the other device, and finally this feature can work. I don't know why Samsung wants us to do this because I think this step is rather redundant since I already signed in both devices with the same Samsung account. Why can't they just, transfer the pairing token between the two devices? That would be so much easier rather than having to pair it with this device and pair it with another device once again. Also, I think this feature needs to be on Windows as well because I think that would be just so beneficial for many of us if it directly transitions from, let's just say, our tablet or phone to the laptop directly. I can just continue wearing the earbuds without taking them off, which is a very nice feature to have if Samsung implements that. Still, I'll give this feature a 4 out of 5 because it works fine. It's just some weird design decisions like having to pair the earbuds with the devices at least once before it starts working. This next option here is rather straightforward. It's just calling and texting on other devices. So once I enable that option on my Galaxy Z Fold 5, which has my SIM card, then I can enable this option on the Tab S9 Ultra as well. Select which phone do I want to connect it to, in this case the Galaxy Z Fold 5. It even shows my phone number there. Of course, I'm gonna censor it. Then I can just enable or disable calling or texting independently on this tablet. How this thing works is rather straightforward as well. So I do have a second phone number here, and it essentially just forwards the call from this tablet to the phone, and then from here it will call my second number. That's it, that's how it works. So as a quick demonstration, I need to disable. So what I'm gonna do now is to head into my contacts. I'm gonna call myself my second number. So when I hit call, you can see the call is happening on the tablet, but actually the call is happening on my phone. So you can see the call is forwarded to my second phone. That's how it works, and the call is still happening from my Z Fold 5. That's how it works. This feature gets a very simple 5 out of 5 because it just works real fine, so no problems there. And it's also a very convenient feature to have if you know, your phone is charging and you're on the tablet doing some other stuff, then that feature is gonna save you a lot of time and hassle. This next option here brings forth a lot of features actually. It literally lets us to continue using the apps from one device to another. But this is the one feature that I don't use at all because it only supports both Samsung Internet, browser, and also Samsung Notes. Yeah, I personally use Google Chrome and Google Keep a lot more, so yeah, this feature isn't that useful for me. However, it does have the ability to share clipboard between the two devices. So whenever I copy some text or images on one device, I can paste it on another. And it works really quickly and reliably as well. But we do need these two devices to be connected to the same Wi-Fi network. I think this needs two different ratings because it's kind of like two different settings lumped into one option here. But I'll give the app continuity settings a 2 out of 5 because I just think it needs to support more apps than just both of these. But I don't blame them since having third party to support this kind of ecosystem is just not that feasible at all. Maybe just make it work with Google Chrome. That would be a lot better than what we have right now. The shared clipboard feature gets a 4 out of 5 because I just find it to be very handy to have, and I don't have to send myself Telegram messages just to use that as a clipboard anymore. Since we don't have a Samsung Galaxy Book laptop, we can only use the next best thing, and in this case, they link to Windows feature. So this setup process is rather straightforward. We'll have to log into our Microsoft account, the same Microsoft account on all of our devices that we want to connect to. And in this case, I'm just going to show you on the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra because, you know, big screen. And it's real simple. Let's just enable the option here, and then as you can see here, we will have to change the laptop because I am using a different computer for this test. Continue. Then we have to scan a QR code. The QR code, let's just open it up on this laptop right here. This is a Lenovo V14 laptop. It's not even a Samsung laptop or remotely connected to Samsung in any way. So yeah, oh, there's a few updates, so we have to wait for a while. So as you can see here, it asks us to select whatever device that we want. So I'll just select Android, sign in with Microsoft account. Yeah, I have not signed in my Microsoft account. So once we have signed in, they will ask us to scan the QR code with our device, which is what's happening on the Tab S9 Ultra now. Yeah, I'll just yeet the keyboard for a while. Then scan that. And it tells us that, yay, it's linked. Done. And there we go, it's linked. So we do have two methods to use link to Windows. So the first one here is to view photos, and the second one is to use your mobile app on your PC. So I'll talk about this feature first. And as you can see here, I have my notifications on the taskbar on the left side, which is actually real good. And then I'll just tap here to clear all to view all of the apps. So as you can see here, I don't know why my apps aren't showing, but I can show my tablet screen on this PC here. I can just use the trackpad to interact with it, or the keyboard if I just want to type something. And you can see it's not the best experience as it is kind of stuttery. So I'm just gonna close this, and I'm not sure why I can't view all of my apps here. That's a bit weird. Either way, I'll be filming that on another laptop because this laptop is a bit finicky. But if we are to view photos though, it's pretty simple. So for example, I got this screenshot of Genshin Impact here that I've drawn something. Can just click on that, view it like this, which is working really well. But the real magic is that I can, let's close the Microsoft Store. I can just drag it out to the desktop and copy it that way. And now the image is transferred from the tablet directly to my PC. That's how Link to Windows work, and I think it's quite convenient in my opinion. The taskbar notifications though, they are a bit weird. You can quickly type a reply via the notification menu here, but once you tap on that notification, it will jump back to how the team viewer for your apps work. It's kind of weird. The taskbar here also has some buttons, for example, to turn on and off do not disturb mode, change your volume, for example, volume off, volume on, or vibrate mode, and then to play your audio either on your laptop or your tablet. I can't really tell. And overall, I would give this feature a 3 out of 5 because the core idea is good, but the app is quite clunky and kinda restrictive in some ways. A thunderstorm is coming. The next feature on the list is multi-control, and for this feature, we'll have to attach back the keyboard cover case because you do need this to make the feature work. This essentially makes your tablet to be able to become a controller for your phone, and I mean that kind of makes your workflow more seamless as I can reply to messages by typing it on the keyboard of the tablet instead of picking up the phone, reply a quick message and then put it back down again. I can even drag files between two of these devices easily and it just transfers wirelessly. It's just a very nice feature to have. So overall, I'll give this feature a 4 out of 5 as I think it is useful but could have been much more useful if it is integrated with even more computers other than just Galaxy Book laptops. Okay, let's talk about this feature here. You can essentially use this feature to make your tablet to become a secondary screen for your Windows computer. It says for your Galaxy Book here, but essentially you can use it with any Windows computer that are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. There is a minor delay which is to be expected because you're connected wirelessly anyway, but overall the feature is pretty good. Just one thing though, currently I have a super thin 14.6 inch tablet with a beautiful dynamic AMOLED 2X screen, but I can only use it in certain scenarios. I really wish that we can turn this tablet screen into an external display via connecting just a USB Type-C cable. That would have eliminated any wireless connection woes like connection drops, delays, or just hiccups in general. And that would also mean I can use this tablet as an external display for my MacBook Pro as well. These Apple computers are a pain in the arse because they can only be connected to wireless devices that are using Apple AirPlay protocol, TVs included. So I'll give this second screen feature a 3 out of 5 because I think it's a good feature, but ultimately it's just too restrictive. And now we are past this arbitrary line and I think things can get a little bit weird here in terms of their ecosystem. They are technically still Samsung exclusive features, but I wouldn't particularly call them an ecosystem feature in any way. They're just connecting multiple devices together in some ways. So Samsung DeX. Everyone knows about Samsung DeX at this point in time. It's the best desktop mode available for any phone or tablet in the market right now, and we can connect it to a TV wirelessly or just use Samsung DeX by just plugging it into an external display to the USB Type-C port at the bottom of this device. While Samsung DeX is not as versatile as something like Chrome OS, I'll still give this feature a 5 out of 5 because it is currently the best desktop mode available for your phone or tablet. Even Apple's Stage Manager is nowhere near Samsung DeX capabilities. This is practically just wirelessly casting your phone or tablet screen to the big screen, for example your TV or projector, and you don't need any proprietary feature like Apple's AirPlay. You can cast it to whatever TV you want, not just Samsung TV. And it works really well too. But this feature is one that I never actually used, so I give it an unknown out of 5. I mean, this is an app that acts like a hub for your earbuds, your smartwatches and all of those stuff. But this button for the Galaxy Wearable acts like a shortcut to directly jump to the Galaxy Wearable app instead, so that's it. I can't really rate anything, but I can rate the Galaxy Wearable app itself. The interface of this app is actually very good, and I can do a lot of settings and customizations. So overall, I'll give this Galaxy Wearables app a 5 out of 5 too. And last but certainly not least is SmartThings. Do you know that SmartThings was a company founded in the year 2012 but was acquired by Samsung in year 2014? It's a subsidiary of Samsung right now, but Apple users can also download this app from the App Store as well. SmartThings is a unique app. It's sort of like a hub for all things quote-unquote smart. For example, I can control my smart light bulbs at my home or my sister's Samsung TV using this app itself, and I can even add more stuff from more partner brands. And SmartThings also support Matter as well, the industry unifying standard for all things smart. But specifically for Samsung devices though, SmartThings can locate all of your Samsung devices, and you can also pair it with the SmartTag, which was actually released earlier than Apple's AirTag, and you can customize what the button of the SmartTag does. You can even integrate it with your smart home as well. So for my example here, when I press the SmartTags button, all my lights in my room will turn on. I think this is a very convenient feature to have. So SmartThings for me is a 5 out of 5 feature. It works really well, and it has a lot of potential to grow even further when even more SmartThings will get integrated into the ecosystem. There is one more feature that I missed out, and that is called Android Auto. Unfortunately, there are still not that many devices that support Android Auto, so I can't really rate it since I have never really seen it in action anyway. So I will rate this an unknown out of 5 as well. Car manufacturers still only support Apple CarPlay, with the promise of Android Auto coming later. Yeah, as promises go, it might not even happen, so keep an eye out on these kind of promises. And those are all of the ecosystem features available on Samsung's part. I do think that some parts of Samsung's ecosystem are more mature and definitely more open compared to many other brands. I just wish that features like second screen, for example, is open to more devices that can be used in wired mode. If Samsung enables second screen to be used via wired mode, then I think, Samsung can flex on them haters, because you can convert this massive, beautiful tablet screen into a monitor for every computer, including Apple users. And that would just make them so much more jealous, because, iPad screen is like, not as good as this. And that's all we have for you today here. Let me know your rating for each ecosystem feature down below in the comment section. And do you agree with my rating? Yeah, thunderstorm is going wild outside. And yeah, tell me all of your thoughts down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.